All right. Istanbul, am I right? That's calling your name, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get it, believe me. That history, the culture. Oh, and the food.
And you don't want to just be scrolling through endless travel blogs, right?
Exactly. You want to experience it, and that's what we're diving into today.
Ah.
Think of this as your curated guide straight to the soul of Istanbul. We're hitting those must-sees, but in a way that leaves you feeling like you've uncovered something really special?
Absolutely. And we're zeroing in on five specific locations. We're not talking about just ticking boxes on a tourist checklist.
Oh, no.
These places, they're woven into the very fabric of this city. Even if you're only there for a short while, trust me, these spots give you a real feel for Istanbul's journey through time.
Okay, so let's just jump right in, and we're going to kick things off with a building, and it's so iconic, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around just how long it's actually been standing there. I'm talking about the Hagia Sophia.
Oh, it's credible.
Imagine, just picture this, a structure that's been a church, a mosque, and now a museum.
It's seen it all.
Empires have risen and fallen, and that dome,
Breathtaking.
it's breathtaking. And you know what I find fascinating about it? It's how this one building, it reflects the changing tides of power.
You're absolutely right. The Hagia Sophia, it's not just, like you said, this marvel of Byzantine architecture. It's a symbol of how empires have shaped history. They've left their mark on the world.
It makes you think.
It does. So you've got Justinian. He built it to showcase, the power of Christianity. And then centuries later, the Ottomans, they come in, they transform it, and they incorporate their own beliefs, their aesthetic. And today, it stands as this testament, to those layers of history. And it reminds us of how civilizations, they ebb and flow.
Remarkable, honestly. But from this grand, spectacle, our journey, it takes us to another masterpiece.
Huh.
But this time, we're awash in this magnificent color. We're going to the Blue Mosque.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the name, it just doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't. The exterior, it's stunning. We know this. But just step inside for a moment. You are enveloped in this brilliance of just thousands, and I mean thousands, of Iznik tiles.
Well, they're incredible.
These intricate hand-painted tiles, primarily in all these shades of blue.
It's amazing.
And they weren't just there for decoration. No, they were a testament to the Ottoman Empire's artistry. It was their way of showing off. It was like, look what we can do with ceramics.
Exactly. And the craftsmanship.
Unbelievable.
It's like stepping into a giant jewel box.
I know, it's true.
Speaking of treasures, from that Blue Mosque, our Istanbul adventure, it takes us to a place overflowing with them. Topkapi Palace. Now, this wasn't just some palace. This was the heart of the Ottoman Empire.
Absolutely.
I remember reading about the spoonmaker's diamond, right? Can you imagine this massive diamond just sitting there in the treasury?
It's unbelievable. It really is incredible to think about the stories those walls could tell if they could talk. Imagine those sultans. They walked those halls, the decisions that were made there, the power, it emanated from that very spot.
And to think,
And even just stepping through the gate of salutation, it's like taking a step back in time. And the palace gardens, they're worth exploring too.
I bet.
It's this tranquil oasis. Just imagine that, right in the heart of that bustling city.
A little bit of peace amidst all of that energy. Speaking of energy, let's just dive straight into that vibrant chaos that is the heart and soul of Istanbul's trading spirit. The Grand Bazaar. I could almost smell those spices.
I know, it just hits you.
Oh, I bet.
But it's important to remember, it's more than just a marketplace. The Grand Bazaar, it embodies Istanbul's location strategically.
Yeah.
It was this historical role as this bustling crossroads of the world.
It still is.
Oh, it totally is. For centuries, traders crossed the Silk Road, bringing spices from the east, fabrics from the west, and it all converged in this vibrant melting pot.
That energy is contagious.
It really is.
It really is. Okay, so we've explored this stunning architecture.
We have.
We've delved into this like imperial history. We wandered through this sensory explosion of a marketplace. You ready for a change of pace?
Let's do it.
From the bustling streets, we're descending, we're going underground into the cool, quiet hush of the Basilica Cistern.
It's a surprise, isn't it?
It is.
This subterranean marvel, hundreds of these ancient columns,
Oh, wow.
reflected in the water. It's almost haunting how beautiful it is.
I bet.
This was the lifeblood of Constantinople. It was a feat of Roman engineering that, to this day, boggles the mind. Just think about it. Beneath the city we see today lies this hidden world, a reminder of that city's continuous story.
It's amazing to consider all that history beneath your feet.
I know, right?
After we've explored all these incredible locations, I think what excites me the most is that feeling of discovery you get in Istanbul. That sense that every corner, you turn a corner, there's a new story waiting to be uncovered.
I couldn't agree more. It's those unexpected moments, isn't it? Stumbling on this hidden courtyard, you hear the call to prayer echoing through the streets. That's Istanbul.
That's Istanbul.
It captures the spirit of the city. Don't be afraid to just wander, get a little lost in the magic of it all.
It's waiting.
It is.